that it's imported and why it's imported. So in the biofuel case, and we are not really producing right now, but the berries, we can see that the import is forced by distribution settings. When it comes to gears, they are not imported yet, so that storage would have to be built first. So let's migrate some population over here, and let's just do like a minimum of 3 workers here. Once again, from the previous update, this is like migration panel, and you can also automate it a bit by just setting the minimums of population that you want to keep in the districts. So even if we don't build any housing, or don't have any housing specifically built for breeding beavers, they would still basically get sent over from District 1 to this District 3, just disguised. And then you can also just send beavers manually, just by clicking these buttons in ones, tens, or just all of them. So those beavers are now here. As we can see, there's a beaver working in the scavenger flag. And if we look here, now the gears are imported because there's storage and workplace requirement. It's basically the same thing. So slowly those gears will be transported here. And we still need more beavers actually, or just make this beaver work here, and it will move the resources around.
So what it means is that when you set a new district, you do not need to create an entire infrastructure, right? You do not need to have an entire set of all the warehouses, tanks, and piles for all the goods, because the initial work will be done just with the district center and the district crossing, right?
Yes, so before we used to have the distribution split into 2 buildings, the distribution post and the drop-off point, and you had to basically choose starting building and then the building that it was delivering to, and that was definitely a bit unwieldy, so we hopefully improved it in this update. Like, you don't even have to really use that district mechanic if you are really set on making this large district that beavers will just starve through, sometimes walking the large distances. But yeah, I showed that distribution panel, which may also seem a bit intimidating. Like, if you're a more advanced player, then you'll definitely be at home here, just be able to get an overview of all the distribution happenings. But yeah, as you mentioned, you don't have to open that panel. If you just build a building that needs this resource stored, or it needs that resource to work, you will just get it delivered to that district automatically. And it will also balance those resources between the districts.
Yeah, the idea was to make the districts less annoying and hopefully more useful. And judging by the initial feedback, we have achieved that, but we want to hear from you. So after you have a chance to play with update 4, be sure to let us know how you find it. This is kind of interesting because at first everyone wanted us to remove the district limits, and after we did it, some people on the experimental branch told us that they actually liked the limits. So you can't please everyone, I guess, but the majority of players wanted us to get rid of the limits. We did so, and as you said, it just works. All right.
Famous words.
So we are in Fogtail's settlement right now. As we said before, most of the content updates in update 4 were designed for the Iron Thief, but there are also some new content pieces for Fogtail as well. I think we could show the hedges here, for example.
Yeah, for sure. So as we mentioned before, there's 2 faction-unique fences. The Iron Thief had that metal fences that we showed you, and their own version of the wood fence. The Folkidals have the hedge and the wood fence. So the hedge is just this little nice decorative plant that you can just put around. Compared to normal crops or trees or bushes, it doesn't require irrigated land, And you can also just put it on top of other buildings if you really want to. Yeah, and then the wood fence, which is just a little refreshed version of the old wood fence. And another thing is that different kinds of fences will no longer connect, which should make it a bit nicer visually in the towns, which just had different fences.
Yeah, they're really fancy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and
yeah.
we also have that refreshed shrub look, and the bench, which we will be able to afford in a moment.
You can basically build these little hedge mazes for the folktales if you want.
Yep, and yeah, the folktale version of the bench is a bit more decorative. It functions exactly the same, but it fits in with their new decorations a bit more.
And there are also new monuments for the folktales faction, but I think to show them as the last bit of this showcase, we will need to jump to the more advanced version of this colony.
Yeah, monuments are definitely an endgame building, so let's just switch the map, switch the save, and show you.
Yeah, see you in a moment. Okay, hello again. As a final bit for this live stream, or stream at all, we'll show you the more advanced folktales colony with the cool new monuments that the faction got in update 4. What do we have here?
Yeah, so let me just find it. There we go. We have the farmer monument to start with. It's like the most basic monument that you have available. It just shows this happy little beaver carrying a stack of hay. And it's definitely inspirational to the beavers around. That's why I just built it around this huge apartment complex. The next monument is the Brazier of Bonding, which I also believe was in the corner here somewhere. There we go. And yeah, compared to the Iron Teeth, which have this flame of unity, which just shows them working together, and Fortress have a little bit of a different value set. They value their family. It's a bit more natural in their case, and just have this little family around the fire. Just warm your beavers' hearts as they work overtime in your fields. And the last monument, which is completely different from what we've had until now, is what we call Fountain of Joy. And it's quite literally a fountain. And it has those two beavers on top, just pouring water onto this fountain. And
being joyful, may I add.
Yes, very joyful. And compared to the tribute of ingenuity in the Iron Teeth and in the game up until now, which required power, this building requires to be submerged in the water a bit. So if we disable the water, you can sort of see this like base level, 1 block high, has those pipe intakes, and as long as there's water, it will work. It will just have water flowing and making your beavers happy.
Perfect.
And yeah, just to maybe just sort of rundown of the districts, like let's just select this map to make it easier. Like this district is quite large, but as we showed in the previous segment, we can just separate the districts to get some iron from here. We also have a little district for producing the golems. Sorry, bots. Still haven't learned. Yeah, just to sort of prove the setup of just making food here, making iron here, or gathering iron here, making bots here, and then those bots work in the fields here. You can just have all fancy setups running pretty much automatically. And if something is a problem, just click a button and it will just start managing to an extent.
You have already teased that, but yeah, there is this little sign in the background. I guess we can show it. Yeah.
Yeah, the beautiful sign. If some of you paid attention to the trailer for the previous update, there was a little pixel art of a beaver made out of storages. That was my idea, however it came out. But in here you have a new attempt on a Hollywood-style Timberborn sign. I definitely learned a lot from it, and hopefully the next one will be better. But if you just squint your eyes, you can make out the letters, I hope.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, with this little something at the end, we will wrap this up. Just as a short summary, Update 4 is available for everyone right now. You can play it to enjoy a lot of cool new stuff. As a quick rundown, we have the unlimited districts with no limit ranges, with the automated distribution between the districts. We have a new map called the Craters. We have an entirely new food chain for the Iron Thief, including new crops, new buildings that are completely unique and exclusive to the Iron Thief. We have new monuments, we have new decorations, and something that is more difficult to show, but is a game changer for everyone in a literal sense. We have increased the frame rates by up to 80%. So there's a lot of good stuff in Update 4, and we will hope you will check it out because it's available right now.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for watching, and we hope you'll have a great day.
Yeah, thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.